What is going on, ladies and gents? Happy BTL Monday, episode 443 piece. As always, hold the fry, joined by your two hosts, Krabs and Javon, presented by Pickett Sports. If you guys aren't tracking on Pickett yet, what are you waiting for? How many times do I got to tell you? Go check out Pickett. Takes 3 seconds to download and set up. Could not be easier to use. The best bet tracking app out there by far. Go check out Pickett, guys. Javon, hope you had a great weekend, my man. How we feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling refreshed, of course.
Good. Feeling refreshed. We're going to need that. We're going to need some winners for tonight. No NBA, right? But that's okay. We've got the national championship tonight. Super hyped to see how legit this Purdue team really is. All right. Are they going to knock off UConn? Is UConn going to destroy them like they've destroyed every team in the tournaments for the past 2 years? We're going to find out tonight how legit this UConn team really is and how much, magic, I guess you could say, this Purdue team has around it. Are they meant to be? Are they a team of destiny? Very curious to see how Zach Edey matches up against Klingon and how UConn and Purdue end up. Okay, I'm super stoked for that. We will spend plenty of time talking about that game. Okay, Javon, no worries. We got a sub bank coming in a couple minutes ago from the one and only Casper. Let's go, Casper. Sure we can. W's. Sure. Let's go ahead and go over some of the recaps from Friday. We don't have Goots today. Goots is out. Much needed break. He's out on vacation in Hawaii, so W's Goots. We're running this puppy old school today. Okay, so stick with us, guys. Like back in the old days when we had to do all this stuff in the back end ourselves, we're back. All right, something familiar that we've seen recently too, taking the Rays and losing coins from the squad right on Friday. God damn it. I take full blame for this one. Okay, Javon was on Rays spread. I was on the over. He said, you know what, let's pivot. Someone non-biased, get involved and maybe make the call here. And I said, I'm scared. I'm scared of taking those goddamn runs that total up to 13. Let's pivot. Let's take the Rays on the spreads. I mean, that game was nuts. That had to be like a top 5 game of the year this season. It's going to be going down as that way. Unbelievable. They blew it. They didn't even win the game after going up 1 in the top of the 10th, I believe, or 9th. Insane game, Javon. It was always the over. It was never the Rays.
Always was. Yeah, that game was a simulation. I don't know what in the world happened at Coors Field on that Friday, but it certainly was not Raised by 2.
Yeah, I don't know either, and I don't like it. Okay, that I do know. We've got, let's see what else we got here. A little sharp report recap. I guess we got to move around the camera here. Gosh, where's Goots when you need him, man? Goes to show you how pivotal this kid really is.
You might have to leave it, Krabs.
Yeah, we might have to just leave it here, folks. Pretty solid. Sharp report, if I could say so myself. No complaints here. 4-1 on my end. Javon 3-2. Any comments from this Friday?
No. Shout out the Oilers. That was a big secret coin bringing home play from them. So that was huge.
Sure.
But yeah, we were pretty dialed on PP. A little 4 for 4.
We were dialed. Let me pull that puppy up real quick. Let's take a look. Well, we got 4 for 4 here on the bottom, like Wendy's. We've also got a king of the board recap. Sure. This is when we need Goots to be able to work his magic, but that's okay. This won't take long. Another king of the board win. Insane. Gosh, man, you can't make it up. Guys, I'm going to go through and give away some coins after BTL today on the Twitter accounts for somebody who dropped a crab on that tweet on Monday, and we'll put out that tweet as well this afternoon. We will do king of the board this week. Okay, so stick with us. All right? Another crown. I'm running out of room in this trophy case, Javon. Any comments?
Yeah, you just keep dominating. Got to tip the cap.
Yeah, I don't know. I found my niche. Okay, I found what works. Sure. All right, let's get this off the freaking screen here, W's. We can pull up some plays as well and talk about some from today, Javon. I do want to go over the sharp report. We definitely have that to go over. No steam craps for today. We've got too much work to do with the MLB slates and with the national championship. Why don't we go ahead and dive right in to some of these puppies, Javon, and talk a little bit about the Natty. Go over how the Final Four went on Saturday. What were your thoughts? I know we were on Bama. That was cake. We were on Purdue. They came through. Anybody who listened to the pod, we had some really good takes as well. Everything besides Braden Smith, PRA, pretty much smacked. And he had one of the worst shooting performances he's ever had in his life. Only had 3 points in that game. It took until the very fucking end for him to get on the board. So I have a feeling we'll be talking about Braden Smith a little bit more today. Javon, any thoughts on this weekend's Final Four games?
Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of figured that it was penciled in for a Purdue UConn final, and it was. And both of them, I can't say both of them because Bama came to play, played pretty well. Obviously, UConn pulled away at the end, but Purdue dominated that game. Really was close for a little bit towards the end of the first half, but it really wasn't ever that close if you were watching the game. So yeah, I mean, it was good. I'm glad we got a Purdue UConn, final matchup here because that's what the world wants, and it's going to be a fantastic game.
Yep. Last year was the fun year. Last year was the year where we had, FAU and San Diego State making crazy runs, and we would have thought it would have been this year, right, with how many good mid-majors there were and just overall pretty fucking good teams, and how, non-top heavy the league was. But would you look at it, it's college basketball, it's March Madness, and two of the best teams, pretty much in their own class ahead of the others are facing off in the championship. So we are due for a great game. I am stoked for that. Don't get me wrong. This one should be epic. I'll be honest with you, Javon. When I saw they opened up -6.5, I was not too stoked. If I could be completely honest with you here, was not too happy to see them open up that fat of a favorite. What were your thoughts on UConn opening up that significant of a favorite after the games this weekend?
I would have been a little more discouraged from the Purdue side if I didn't just see Purdue, -9 to NC State, which I thought was insanely short like last week, even though I still ended up going with Purdue in that game. But it's kind of just the market, I guess, for Purdue. And I mean, UConn's covered every game the last 2 years, so not too phased by that. I'll say that.
Okay, not too phased. Chat saying I got a slight echo. We will get it working. All right, we will get it working. Just baseball. Who wins in a 1-1? Gallen or Edie? What the? Are you talking pitching here, Pete? Because there's videos of Zach Edey up on the bump, throwing some pitches. I mean, shit, give me a bat.
Meat.
Straight up. Throwing meatballs. I don't know why everybody's freaking out over this clip. He's throwing like 75. Fight to the death. Oh, okay. Probably Edie in that case, Pete, in GTI. You sound like you're taking my McDonald's order in a drive-thru right now, Mr. Krabs. Great. Love that. That's actually what I was going for, guys. So I'm happy to hear that.
Sounds normal to me.
Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Okay. Well, we're going to do some tests here. We're going to see what's going on. Let me get some 10s, chat. Let me know how I'm sounding. I should be pretty crispy. I should be. Keywords. All right. Let me know how I'm sounding right now. Should be okay. Sounds normal. Much better. There we go. Goods. Much better. Awesome. Dubs. Javon. UConn laying 6.5. Give me a fucking break. Are the odds makers not even giving our guys Purdue a chance in this contest? Because I locked in Purdue for 2 units to win the Natty before the Final Four, and I could have gotten better odds if I just waited until the Natty odds came out. I got scammed. What the fuck is going on with this line?
Yeah, you could have just locked in here, Krabs.
Man. Ladder UConn to 10. Dead Larry Bird, I wouldn't expect anything less, brother. I wouldn't expect anything less. F11, your screen. Whoa.
There we go.
That's not going to work, folks.
Yeah, that'll work. Just got to adjust it a little bit.
I just can't see shit.
Oh, GG's.
I can't see anything when I do that, folks. We will zoom in, though. No stress. Watch this. Bada bing, bada boom. We're here. How about that? Purdue and UConn. All right. Over, under 145. Javon, I have a feeling. I mean, look, I always love the unders in championships. I took the under in that UConn, Iowa game in the Final Four of the women's. That was maybe the greatest bet to ever exist. People are still talking about it. Okay. I would love a good under in this contest. What are your early thoughts on the total for tonight?
Oh, I really like the under. Really like the under. I mean, it's not a secret. You like to take unders in championship games. I'm right there with you. But I think the defenses in both of these games, I mean, there's the obvious, big versus big in there with Klingon and Edey, which immediately slows down offense on either side. But I think defenses show up on both sides. And especially in Purdue's case, they're going to want to make this game as slow as possible. So that's how they have to win.
Okay. It's really the only chance they have. Okay. Check out Stephen A's Prize Picks entry, Krabs. You will love it.
I can look it up. I can look it up while you're talking and send it in here.
Yeah, let's see if we can get that entry pulled up. Probably disgusting, but happy to take a look at that. If Purdue wins, I'll win 20-plus units from a future and bracket group. Is there any possible way I can hedge?
Oh, my God, dude.
I mean, you could throw If you really think UConn is a lock in this game, you could throw 20 units on UConn money line and hedge yourself all the way out. You could throw half of those units on UConn money line and take them for 10 units on the ML and take home 3 or 4 if you want to do. But I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I would let that puppy ride personally. If Braden Smith plays like he did last game, UConn dog walks them, though. Yeah, that's very true. I mean, if anything happens, that you say could happen, that hurts the team, obviously they're going to have a worse chance of winning. That's common sense. Hindsight 2020. If Zach Edey has 100 points, Purdue's going to win this game. It's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah.
It was never UConn. I don't know, man. UConn looks so fucking good. They look so good. We got a sub bang coming in hot. Let's go, folks. W's.
Let's
go. Window Liquor coming in hot with a resub as well. We got Devin making music coming in from jail, resubbing for 15 months. We got Drew0312. Can't wait for the 24-hour stream. I bet you can't, Drew. I bet you can't. We'll do that this weekend. Okay? Either Friday into Saturday or Saturday into Sunday, but probably the former. All right? We got the Masters this weekend, guys. If you have plays, winners in that, futures, if you will, don't be shy. All right? Don't gatekeep those puppies. We might need some Masters futures as we get closer to the weekend. All right? Dubs, Braden, not shitting the bed again. I hope not. I fucking hope not, dude. Stephen A's entry. Let's check this puppy out real quick. Oy, oy, oy. We got Lenbong coming in, giving out a subby. Sure he can. Hype train is rolling, folks. Don't miss out. Have a day, Judge. Aaron Judge home run. Aaron Judge 2.5 hits, runs, RBIs. And Aaron Judge more than 2.5 total bases. Does somebody want to inform our friend Stephen A. that this is not an entry that you can take on Prize Picks? Somebody probably should have informed him. I don't know. Not my job, not my responsibility. But Stephen A., my man, you can't just stack Aaron Judge to do 7 things that all involve the same type of shit and expect the entry to be locked in, unfortunately. I wish you could. All right? Braden not hitting again. Come on, chat. That is an absurd entry. That's not even an entry. It's not even an entry. We got sub bangs of 5U whale from Total Slayer. Sure we can. Let's go, boys.
W's.
Let's go, boys. Sure. W's, chats. We're going to need those to keep the vibes up this week. We got no goods. We need you guys bringing the energy. Okay? Bro had his meat in one hand and Aaron Judge's overs in the other. I mean, yeah, pretty much. I genuinely don't think he knows that this is not a real entry that can be placed. But that's okay. He'll learn. He'll learn. The last time I chirped Stephen A., I think he smacked a 4-for-4 piece. So I'm not going to chirp. All right? Awesome. Purdue, UConn. This one is going to be a fucking movie. I cannot wait to talk about it. We've got other games to talk about too, Javon. So why don't we make our way over to the Sharp Report?
Let's do it.
Can we? Let's see if we can get this puppy rolling. How do we change the background of this mauve?
That is a fantastic question, isn't it, Krabs?
Yeah, it is. To be honest with you, we might have to go, back and forth here, which is okay. All right. Houston on the ML. Chat. Houston might have gotten some of their confidence back last night. So I don't know. Although Josh Hader gave up a run late, I still like Houston to close out this game up to -142. Some places, depends on where you look. They're 3-7 against 6-3 Texas. We will see how that goes after Heaney threw a masterclass, a gem, if you will, in that first contest of the season for him. No walks. I think it'll be much different for Heaney against his patient Houston team. Tonight, 8:05 start Eastern, all right, between two of the best teams down there in Texas. I'm stoked. I think Houston steals this one, and they end up splitting the series with Texas after losing the first 2 games. Love the steam. Love Framber this season. That's some serious respect for Houston on the road with how good this Texas team has played all year, besides last night. I think Houston builds on that momentum, and they get another win tonight against Texas.
Sure. Looks like we have rumors of holy sub bangs in chat.
We got massive subbies.
Rumors.
We got Total Slayer coming in with another 5U. We got Window Liquor giving out a 5U. Are you kidding me?
Let's go.
Are you kidding me? Chats. 10U Whale coming in hot. Total Slayer 5, Window Liquor 5, and another 5 from Total Slayer from earlier. That's 15 units. W math. Okay? Let's go, boys. W. Brad Cornelson. We're getting comfortable. using the back end here. W's. Hype train level 4 chats. Those don't grow on trees. They don't. All right. Appreciate you guys. W's. Total Slayer, you're my goat. Window Licker, you as well. Okay. Awesome. Let's get back to business here, Javon. Let me know what you like about the Brew Crew. What do you like about Milwaukee on the ML?
Yeah, the Reds are absolutely moose against any left-handed pitcher. So, I mean, until proven otherwise, they're going to have to show it to me. And they have Aaron Ashby on the mound for the Brewers today, which they've hit pretty decently before. Obviously, like they're young teams, there's not an incredible sample size, but he's kind of a different pitcher. He's kind of evolved to a different pitcher, but I think he's going to have a pretty good day today. Obviously, the big question in this game is if he can keep the ball in the ballpark and keep the ball in the strike zone, because if he starts walking a bunch of guys, he's going to make a mistake pitch. Pretty good wind in Cincy, too, or pretty good weather just in general. So you're probably going to get runs. I don't think he's going to have like a complete shutdown outing, but I do think he'll do enough. Like I said, I mean, the Reds have to show it to me, and that's a game that, you know, if I fade them, they come out on top with their first win or first real decent performance against a lefty pretty much all season, I'll tip the cap because they ain't done it yet.
It looks like Total Slayer is just absolutely dialed in right now, Javon, for the Natty
Total
tonight.
Slayer.
He just dropped another 5 UL.
He might have hit a nuclear missile.
Another 5 UL. Total Slayer, what did you smack over the weekend, brother? Did you hit a big kahuna?
Had to.
Kylo is asking in chat, Crab's thoughts on Blake Snell versus your Nats. Trust me, we will spend plenty of time talking about that game. All right, I got an angle in that game that I love. Holy smokes. My guy, Total Slayer, coming in, dropping his 15th subby for the people. Not even for him, for you guys in chat. So can we get some W's going for my guy, Total Slayer, please? Total Slayer is Trent's bookie. If he is, that makes total sense. Okay. That makes total sense. Just coming in hot on a Monday, giving some of the coins back. People's champ. Unbelievable. Let's go, Slayer. W's Beast. Appreciate you. 3.5 on the Yotes, 3.5 on the Blues. We'll do it for you. Wow, Javon, any comments on those ice plays?
That'll do it. Yotes was sharp. Yotes was sharp. We like that.
That'll do it. We got Kells coming in, dropping a 5 UL. Are you kidding me?
Wow.
Kells.
Legacies.
Out of left field. From the top rope. Couldn't let the guys have all the fun. W, Kells.
She surely had a whale on the Oilers on Friday.
Let's go. Oh, my goodness. I absolutely obliterated the Oilers on Friday. I put $1,000 on it. 4 units. Great bet, Javon.
Let's go, Crabs.
That kept me afloat the whole weekend. Let's fucking go, chat. We got sub bangs galore. All right, left and right, they're everywhere. If you're in chat right now, you're not resubbed, you're not subbed up, and you didn't just get blessed, I'm shocked. All right, they just gave out like 25 subs to chat. If you need a sub, here's the crazy thing, OJ. You take 0.4 units, 0.2 units of your bankroll there, and you resub, you get no ads. Or you go watch on the YouTube, you subscribe, you get us to 6K subbies. You go watch Trent's Yap report from this morning. You go back and rewatch the morning after from this morning, right before BTL on the YouTube. You subscribe, it takes 3 seconds, all right? And you watch it on there, there's no ads. All right, go to the YouTube, Bookit Sports, drop a sub for me. All right, we're doing that 5K subbies 24-hour stream this weekend. All right, guys? Javon, would love to have you stop by if you're around.
Yeah, I'll stop by for sure.
Cool. Morning, boys. Let's get after it. Yes, sir, Bakesy. We don't have a goddamn choice. We've got another 5U whale. We can't even continue.
Wow.
Another 5U whale from Blaine Train. Keeping the hype train rolling.
W Blaine.
Blaine Train. Let's go, Blaine.
Let's go.
Sure we can.
W Monday Bangs.
Watching, David Blaine. Does that name ring a bell?
Yeah, David Blaine.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Doing
magician.
the craziest freaking magic tricks of all time. That dude was locked.
Yeah, so locked,
Dialed.
dude.
Holy smokes. Not as dialed as Blaine Train TV, though. He just dropped a 5U whale. If the squad ride doesn't hit, everyone's calling their banks. All right, well, I got an easy solution for that. Let's smack a fucking squad ride today like our lives depend on it, chat. Like our lives fucking depend on it. All right? We don't have a choice.
Yeah,
we don't have a choice.
Eclipse squad ride.
Ooh. Yeah, guys, do me a favor. I feel like I'm obligated to say this. I feel like most of you know, but I texted in a group chat earlier for the squad as well. Do not look at the eclipse directly with your eyeballs. Okay, make sure you grab some of those 3D goggles because you will get hurt. All right, and I feel like they don't tell you that enough. I feel like I haven't heard it enough. Maybe I just don't watch the news. Don't fucking look right at it with your eyeballs. All right, you will go blind. Okay, don't look at that shit unless you have those stupid 3D goggles. Special thanks. Okay. Real men stare straight into the sun. Yeah, they do, but not in this case because you will literally lose your sense of vision. Okay? Don't be messing around. Krabs, can you tell us the difference between a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse? Well, yeah, a solar eclipse is the sun and a lunar eclipse is the moon. Grow up. Come on, I got a degree from VT. Is that even true? Hopefully. Let's just keep moving on and pretend like it is.
Yeah.
Javon. They're giving your guy Ashcraft a little respect today. You're gonna be getting in on the party here with the rest of the squares.
Yeah, I'll be good, brother. Because every time he pitches against the Brewers, first of all, the Brewers fucking own the Reds. I see it every single time, even before I was riding them last year. But with Ashcraft against the Brewers, he either goes like 6 innings, 1 run, absolutely dominates, or he literally gives up like 10, which I think actually happened once. I think he had a 10-run outing against them. So it's literally no in between. So if he is Moose, he's going to be Moose.
Krabs, Javon, thoughts on Cardinals opening up his faves versus the Phillies with Mikolas on the bump? I mean, it is Spencer Turnbull.
Let's talk about that for a second, though, Krabs.
It is Spencer Turnbull's.
Before we get into that, go up to the series prices, because that is the one. That's probably one of the most absurd ones I think I've ever seen.
Now,
usually I like try to pin it down to like a game at least that doesn't make sense, to where like I don't bet like the series price a bunch of the times, but looking at this, the Cardinals are minus 105. And now let's just say like today is easily, you would think, the biggest toss-up of the 3 games. Do you know the pitching matchups of the next 2 days, Krabs?
Give me them. What do you got?
The Phillies, you can only assume, are going to be pretty decent favorites in the both of these games, because Zach Wheeler against Zach Thompson is tomorrow, which, give them minus 180 probably at the least. And then you're going to get Aaron Nola against Turkey Lance Lynn in game 3, which they're also going to be pretty decent favorites in that game. So, you would think those two, like, if everything plays out how you want it to, those are auto wins for the Phillies, even though they haven't been great. Like the Cardinals haven't been either. The Cardinals just gave up a fucking 6 spot in the first inning of the Marlins. But nearly a pick 'em is crazy. That's actually insane. It's like, I don't know if I have the stones to do it today, even though the entire world seems to be on the Phillies. But in theory, like if they were to have a chance in the series, they have to win this game, because I don't think they're taking 2 straight against Nola and Wheeler.
Yes, the Cardinals get a little bit more line respect than most. They're the Cardinals.
They do.
Okay, that big name does carry a little bit of weight. They did all last season. It was worse last year. I feel like the books kind of gave up on them when they realized how fucking moose shit they really were. But yeah, they still do get a little bit more line respect than normal, just based off their name and based off some of the guys they have on that team, for sure. Initially I was looking at that over, to be honest with you. I'm not absolutely in love with it right now. I know Turnbull had a legacy start, right, in his debut this season. I kind of am a Turnbull guy, so I wouldn't be shocked if he ends up being okay. But I thought, with how he pitched in his first outing of the season, with Mikolas getting that line respect from that opener, I initially was leaning towards that over, but you may be onto something here with that series price. You're telling me that this is pretty much a coin flip, a pick 'em in the series price here. Are you fucking kidding me, Chad? Are you guys looking at this? Phillies minus 115, Cardinals minus 105. Are we sure this is a 3-game series? Just want to double check and make sure we're all locked in here. Good.
If it was a 4-game series, they would have a tie option for you to bet on here too.
Right. Yeah, that's weird as shit. That tells me we should probably bet the Cardinals all 3 games this series.
Yeah, usually like I use the series prices to kind of nail down one game. Like if you like we use it in the Guardian series. Like there were 2 games where each of them would be like a slight favorite, and there was one that looked awfully weird, and that was like the Tristan McKenzie game. This is one where you would think they have to get this first game, of course, but like I would just nail them down all 3 games and say, go and get the series.
So you're looking to just take this minus 105 here and call it a day?
Yeah, one of the rare times that I would actually say that's probably the best way to play it.
So when you do that, and I know typically you end up using these series prices to decide how you're going to bet these series, which I love and it's smart. In this case, you're literally going to take a sprinkle or whatever on that, Cardinals minus 105 to win the series. How many units are you putting on this puppy? Because it does involve 3 games. Are you just going 1 unit and lowering the risk? Or are you throwing a couple? What are you doing?
Just going to go, I usually go half unit on the price, and then I bet half a unit on every game if the team is going to be like big dogs, which doesn't technically apply today because it's a pick 'em pretty much, but like the next 2 days they're going to be dogs.
They're going to be dogs. Okay.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Cards win today, Phillies win tomorrow, and last game we get a Lance Lynn 7-inning 1-run game for absolutely zero reason with 11 Ks. Fat Girls, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in. I agree. That's probably what's going to happen. That's what my contrarian brains tell me too. If Lance Lynn is slated to start that last day, we're getting a Lance Lynn legacy start.
I don't think it's going to be tomorrow. I'll tell you that, because Zach Wheeler, even though he was pretty lights out for a lot of that start, and the runs that the Reds scored were not his fault because it was off of an error. That was the fluke Zach Wheeler loss, and I don't think that's going to happen twice in a row, especially with Zach Thompson on the other side. So it's got to be that Lance Lynn back end start.
Insane, but the numbers don't lie. All right, these books aren't putting up lines to lose coins. All right, they're doing it for a reason. We got Sub Bangs coming in hot again, Javon. We got I Hate Sweating, crazy name. We're gonna change that. All right, resubbing for 16 months. That's an OG though. He's been here for a minute. He probably does love sweating low key. We got a hype train rolling, level 7 dubs. We got Don't Fade 86 coming in, Sub Banging W's turning in from Alcatraz. Sure, surprised you're locked up with how bad the squad rides have been recently, but I have a feeling we're about to turn that luck around today. Guys, we're still 8 games over 500 for the new year. It's going to be okay. We're turning shit around today. I don't know what we have to do differently, Javon, but we're finding a squad ride win. At least 3 days this week, but I'm shooting for 4. All right, we'll give ourselves a buffer with the game this week, but we don't have a fucking choice. All right, let's lock in. Let's give these people what they need. It's a squad ride win.
Yeah, right? Fair enough.
Max Fried ERA is infinite. I can't believe it. Although we've seen Fried come out of the gates atrocious, I think every year of his career, to be completely honest with you. He does this every fucking year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 99% sure he always starts out the season new shit. Maybe it's a start, maybe it's a week, it's been a month before. He's going to be fine. Yeah. But definitely weird that he always starts out the season like moose shit. You'd think they'd have that down by now.
You would think.
What is the Sharp report today? I'm happy you asked, my man. All right, we're going back and forth. W reminder here. Let's go back to the Sharp report. We talked about Houston. We talked about Milwaukee. All right, and guys, we will post this graphic on BTL later today. Looks like we both had our eyes on an over in Colorado for our second play. You want to hop into this, pup?
Of course I do.
Sure. All right, Arizona, Colorado over 10.5. Keep this one simple. No need to overthink it. We got Zach Gallen and Kyle Freeland on the bump. Kyle Freeland is Patrick Corbin this season. Might be worse. I feel bad for him, to be honest with you. That guy, all he wants to do is pitch well for his Rockies, for his hometown team. And he can't do it. He's got no juice left in the tank. He's got to go against this D-backs lineup that's 4-6 and really has not been playing out of their minds. They're going to be looking to get right. And what better matchup for them than Kyle Freeland, who literally is throwing, pitching machine type pitches. He is atrocious right now. I feel bad for the guy. And then you got Zach Gallen on the other sides. Do I even need to go into that? He's got a .82 ERA. This is the guy you circled to fade all season. I'm with you. Last year, he pissed me off so much and lost me so many coins, Javon, because this guy was the luckiest pitcher in baseball last year. Seems like it's leaked into this season. All right, but we're not giving up. If you think we're giving up after 2 fucking starts, you don't know us. All right, Zach Gallen, I think the Rockies might have a little bit of success against him. Love that line opened up inside -200 for Arizona on the ML with their star Gallen on the bump against Freeland. And I love that it's actually pulled back a little bit too, which is hilarious. So, in my opinion, if Gallen was going to deal here, this total probably wouldn't have opened up at 10.5. Maybe Kyle Freeland is just canceling that out and I'm overreacting. But either way, I see runs from both of these teams in this contest, and this game's going to soar over by the 7th inning stretch.
Yeah, and I especially love from the total side of things that we just had, obviously different offenses, of course, because the Rays are much more boring and not as potent offensively as the D-backs, but realistically should have been a sweep of unders in that Rockies series against the Rays, especially yesterday was, 3-2, super boring game, even with both pitching staffs being absolutely terrible outside of, Ryan Pepio. The bullpens were bad and probably should have given up 3 times the amount of runs they did, but saw it soar under a couple games, and then it should have gone soaring under on Friday, but there was a miracle 9th inning for both teams. So now you get a much better offense in Coors, of course. They're going to destroy Kyle Freeland, of course, but even if it wasn't Zach Gallen and the guy that, was trying to fade, the entirety of the season, he's the pitcher who just saw them, a week and a half ago in a game that was 16-1. They made him work. They not only hit the ball hard, which is what we're targeting, especially when now they play him in Coors, when he's actually pitched really good in Coors all throughout his career, but just generally on the road, he's not nearly as good. But you also have – they made him work in that game. They walked a couple guys. He wasn't throwing first pitch strikes. He was getting deep into counts, and they weren't striking out, which is a big reason why we took his fantasy score in that game. And even though he didn't give up many runs, he still soared under that because they weren't striking out. So if you're facing a team who you were not generating many whiffs against for the second time in about 2 weeks, that's something that I would do fading really any pitcher, even if his name wasn't Gallen. So I think he gives up a couple. I don't think he gets absolutely destroyed, but Freeland just might. And you know what I kind of like from the D-back side of things against Freeland? I kind of like a Randall Grichuk revenge game, assuming he's going to be in the lineup, which I'm pretty sure he is because he just came back from the IL, I think, a day or two ago. Now you're going back to a stadium you're very familiar with hitting against the lefty in his best splits. So give me Randall Grichuk.
All right. Fat Girls, bro, who is this from, man? Who is that POD from?
Yeah, who's that?
Who is that POD from? I need to know.
No way it's Alex Caruso's bet. Play of the day on a spread.
Wow. We are going to talk plenty about that spread. All right, guys, let's keep powering through the sharp reports. We both love runs, plenty of them, in Colorado tonight when Arizona gets back into town. I've already seen this series happen once. Let's hope we get plenty of runs like we got in this first matchup.
Yeah.
But
for what it's worth, too. For what it's worth, too, I didn't talk about this. I guess this is very pro Rockies, but if anybody knows how to bet Coors games, the most profitable system in all of Rockies baseball is taking them over, whoever's coming in when they've been in Coors and a team is traveling to Coors. So that didn't apply. Didn't apply to the first game of the Rays series, even though they won, but it didn't apply to that because both the teams were traveling in. The Rockies are, in the middle of the homestand, so they've been there. The D-backs are going in. So that's been a really good spot where the Rockies have upset a lot of teams historically. So if we're looking for a Rockies edge, Gallen edge, outside of the fact that this game just happened and they lost by 15 the first time and now the line's even shorter, of course, that's probably it. So let's see the Rockies figure it out today.
All right. Figured out, Colorado. Put some fucking runs up on the board, will you? All right. Awesome. We got C. Gramp coming in, resubbing as well. The sub-bangs are coming in hot on this Monday. People are active. They're getting involved. Love that. C. Gramp fills first 5 ML. He's liking, I don't love that today, C. Gramp, but you're sub-banging, so you get to say whatever you want. We got Mama Weibo coming in hot with a 22-month sub-bang. Max units on the squad rides. Mama Weibo, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right? Love that. Love that. Let's get back to the sharp report here. Let's see what else we got. Javon, Purdue, UConn under. You already talked about it, but for the people joining late, give them a quick recap, 20 seconds-ish of why you like this under.
Yeah, so offenses, not they're stifled, but obviously you talk about Edey, it's the number one option for Purdue, which that's going to be relatively slowed down when you have Klingon inside. And then on the other side, like UConn, Klingon offensively, when he's in a really good rhythm, he's kind of free-flowing, going up for lobs. That's not going to happen nearly as much against Edey and against that Purdue defense. I think both these teams, even if you look at, or especially if you look at UConn, they're going to want to slow Purdue down, and Purdue's just fine to do that. So I think this is a really slow game where teams are going to have trouble scoring at points outside of the guy that I have listed under the under, of course.
All right. Yeah, besides him, we need nothing from
Yeah.
everybody. All right. Awesome. I like the under. I will probably be on it myself. Gosh, man, I feel like I really am pigeonholed, though. Taking that Purdue future before the Final Four. All right, maybe we could talk through that as well once we get to the sharp reports. I still got another straight bet for you guys tonight. Shocker. Nats logo up there. Should be a good look, Javon. Fading our guy Blake Snell, friend of the program. Should be a good look, right? I don't give a shit. I don't care. All right, because I'm reading these games. I'm watching the Nats every fucking night, unfortunately for me. I would not, wish that on my worst enemy, to be honest with you. But hear me out on this angle, on the Nats first 5 plus a half, will you? All right, I want you to hear me out. This is the late game of the night. It starts up, I think, even after the national championship starts up, guys. So if you want to get involved in a late night Geyserman, if you want to sweat something out with us on Night Sweats tonight, this could be the play for you. All right, I'm going Nats early. I'll tell you what. After watching the Nats cake my first 5 3-unit under yesterday with the run in the bottom of the 5th, and that was the last run scored in that game. Mini Steam Crabs, fuck that game. Could not believe there was no more runs scored in the end of the game, and that first 5 under should have hit with how those two guys pitched. But anyways, we're here, all right? I will say the one reason why that Nats team yesterday put up 3 runs in the first 5 innings was because they were more patient yesterday than I've seen them the entire season combined. That Nats team who was swinging out of their shoes since opening day, putting up pretty much moose shit at bats from everybody, they actually finally took some pitches for once. And the commentators were talking about it. Everyone was talking about it. If you're a Nats fan, you noticed it for the first time yesterday. Patience, all right? They took more pitches, and it worked against Sanchez, the lefty, who is effectively wild. Well, look at what the matchup we have tonight is, Javon. You couldn't ask for a matchup against a more effectively wild pitcher than Blake Snell for his first start of the year after coming in cold when he got signed, off the streets a week and a half ago. And he got paid, and he's a stud, and he's going to be great this year. Don't get me wrong. Okay, Blake Snell is a friend of the program. But against my Nats tonight, he might have some trouble if we see Washington put up some patient at-bats like they did yesterday. If the Nats take that same approach that they had against the Phillies and Sanchez on Sunday into tonight's game against San Francisco on the road, which, by the way, we know the Nats play significantly better on the road for the last year, and nothing much has changed with this roster. I don't know what it is, but these kids are fucking nervous playing at home. They suck at home, pitching and hitting, and on the road, they turn into an actual solid, decent team. In this spot, if they carry that approach, Javon, and they take a bunch of pitches against Blake Snell, I think they will have immense success early on in this game. And I'll tell you what, keep me the heck away from my guy Kyle Finnegan, who's just a terrible, terrible closer. Bless his heart. Keep me away from him. It's like pulling teeth just watching this guy try to get one save this season. I want nothing to do with the Nats at the end of this game. I know the Giants have a better bullpen. I'm good. I'm going to isolate and fade Blake Snell through the first 5 in his first start of the season against the Nats, who I think have a great matchup against a lefty. And if they can be as patient as they were yesterday, I think they'll be winning this game through the first 5. And then they'll probably find a way to blow it late. All right, that's why we're getting in and getting out at plus 120, first 5 plus a half on the Nats early in this one. I like their chances against Snell in his first start back.
I do too. And this is actually the rare time that I considered taking the Nationals full game.
No, you didn't.
And I still might get involved full game. Because I hate their bullpen, but you know what bullpen has double the ERA of the Nationals? Actually, more than that.
Right now, but that's not going to last.
It just might. But the thing that puts them in like a really weird spot is Blake Snell, 70 pitches today. And if the Nats are super patient, that could be 3 fucking innings if they decide to take a really good approach, and he's not pounding strikes to these guys, especially with it him being his debut. So it puts a bullpen that's already been shit to start the year having to pitch 5, maybe 6 innings if that happens to be the case. I think that's tough. So I think if that happens, then it kind of evens out a lot of things for the Nationals and their bullpen, and it could be like a gross like plus 1.5. Maybe they lose by 1 type of game. But I genuinely think that their bullpen is not in much of a worse spot if Snell doesn't come out pounding strikes, which, if he does, and the Nationals are not incredibly patient anyway, they're not going to cover the first 5 or the full game, in my opinion, anyway. It's like, if it does, give me my chances through 9.
Wow. Back in Kyle Finnegan. That should be a good look.
Yeah.
You better hope Hunter Harvey gets out there at some point. He's really the only fucking good pitcher out there coming out of the bullpen right this second.
Yeah. Gonna need him.
Oof. Javon,
did he throw yesterday?
Have a mini Meg on the Nats. No mini Megs on the Nats.
Yeah, no.
Okay?
I don't think those are allowed.
Don't have to worry about. It's mini Meg of the Nats.
Yeah, that
No
does.
chance.
He didn't throw yesterday, he did. He did.
Who, Duvall?
Hunter Harvey. So
Right.
we'll see what they do with him. But I know Duvall definitely threw yesterday too. So maybe evens
Trevor
out.
Williams looked okay in that first start. Does not mean he's going to look okay tonight. But with the total at 8, I don't think he's going to pitch too terribly. Nats aren't even plus 200 against the Cy Young winner from last year. I think Trevor Williams will be okay. He'll probably give up 2, maybe 3. But I think the Nats will put up 3 through the first 5 by being very patient. So I'm getting in, getting out, Javon. I will be rooting the heck on for you if you end up taking full game. But I've made my mind up here. I think I just have PTSD when I see Kyle Finnegan come out of that bullpen. Makes me want to turn the TV off.
That's fair.
Okay. Giants bats are so abysmal to watch right now. Yeah, they're the Giants, right? 1 p.m. on a Thursday, and Krabs would be like, yup, I have a 20-unit play. All right. We need some Abrams stolen bases. Another point for this game, Javon, real quick before we move. Abrams might not be playing today. I know he jammed his hand into the base. He's missed the last 2 games over the weekends. They're resting him. Nothing serious. He's not even going to go on the IL, but I wouldn't be shocked if, Davey Martinez maybe does something smart for once and says, CJ, you got a match up against the Cy Young winner from last year who's a lefty. Why don't we sit today out? So maybe we'll use you as a pinch hitter or a pinch runner late in the game if we need you. But why force him back into the lineup against Blake Snell? You couldn't ask for a worse matchup for the young guy going back in that leadoff spot. And as soon as you put Lane Thomas in that leadoff spot on Saturday, it's like everything flipped. And he's had his 2 only good games of the season, Javon. So I don't know what the heck they're going to do. Maybe they'll do some weird, different lineups against lefties and righties where Lane Thomas will lead off when there's a lefty starting pitcher because that seemed to work over the weekends. I don't know. But I'm a little bit scared if they move Lane back to that 2 hole, he's going to go back to hitting the hundreds. Super weird stuff going on with the Nats right now. But my point is, I wouldn't be shocked if Abrams doesn't even play tonight, and that might make me like the Nats offense even more through the first 5 because I don't see Abrams, impacting this team too much against Blake Snell. But with Lane Thomas at the leadoff hole, looking like he's the best hitter of all time again since the weekend, could be in because we know he likes smashing lefties.
Yeah, it could also be Jacob Young, your favorite player. So he was leading off yesterday. I saw that.
Jacob Young, dudes.
That
put
dude.
His total base up on the board after he got one yesterday. There's no chance that's hitting.
Yeah, that dude sucks. But
there's no chance that's hitting.
Yeah, if he's lead off, that's pretty ass.
Yep. Oh yeah. At least it's not Alex Call. Could be worse.
I don't know. I'd like Alex Call probably over Jacob Young.
All right, chat. We went over our straight bets for the day today on the Sharp Report. We will post this puppy on the Bookit BTL Twitter right after the show. All right, so no stress, but lock these puppies in, will you? Let me know what you guys like for the straight bets before we hop in right now to some Prize Pick squares. All right, Javon, I'll get it started off real quick. We got my guy Brandon Nimmo to score a run today. I like runs in this game. I kind of like the Mets today too, but I'm not going to take it. I think Morton gets rocked though, along with Tehran. That's why the total's up to 10. Not the have a take. Morton, I believe, had a gem in that first outing, though. 0 ERA, 1-0 still, so absolute masterclass. I think it'll go much different today, looking at that total moving up to 10 against the Mets, who stink, and Tehran's going to give up plenty of runs, too. So I do like that over in the game, but let's talk about Nimmo here, who hasn't scored a run in weeks. All right, I think he'll be on early and often against Morton, and I think a guy like Pete Alonso, who we need to get an RBI like we need fucking oxygen for our MLB season whale, could also get involved today because he's got a hits, runs, RBI score up too when he's been hitting like moose shit. So I like our guy Brandon Nimmo across the plate today. He hasn't scored in a while, and this is one of the only non-demon or goblin squares up for this game. I thought that was a great sign considering he hasn't crossed home plate in forever. So go ahead and give me Brandon Nimmo to finally cross home plate. All right, tonight against our guy Charlie Morton down in Atlanta.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I mean, I think we're going to get runs. Definitely wouldn't mind fading Charlie Morton after a masterclass of a performance because when he's bad, he's bad. And definitely, even though like they didn't do it with their bats necessarily in Cincy, I think they're starting to get it together as a team, and we're going to see that probably in the next couple weeks. So maybe they show up today. I'm not against that.
All right. What about your guy Braden Smith? You're taking his more than 10.5 points after he had, 3? In that game over the weekends, and he could not buy a bucket. So you're going back to Braden Smith, back to the well, saying he bounces back today, scores more than 10.5, and I believe he's up to 11.5.
Is he?
I think he got bumped. Correct me if I'm wrong. As we get a sub bang from our guy Patriots cheated, Mike Trout, 27 months. Sure. Patriots cheated. All right.
Nice. Still 10.5.
Still 10.5 on Prize Picks.
Yeah.
All right. Good. Talk to me about it.
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like I've attacked this with Edie, I guess, a lot, and people playing Purdue because it's the same kind of thing when they come off the pick and roll. It's a lot of drop coverage in the middle of the lane, so like somebody has to create offense, and I can guarantee you, like if I'm Dan Hurley, the one thing that I'm going to make you do in this game is make the guy who just crumbled and shot 1 for 9 and had that 3 in the game was pretty late. It's like he didn't have a bucket pretty much the entire game. You want to make that guy beat you because, I mean, realistically, the team, when you have Zach Edey, who's the focus of the entire offense, you're going to be going up against Klingon. Not that I think it's going to be able to shut them down, but like the guards are going to have to make the plays. And the one spot that you can actually, do something against UConn's defense is with, the guard coming off the pick and roll. We saw that with Mark Sears, who is a little better, I guess, at getting to the rim. And I don't think you really need that. I think you need to work a little bit in the mid-range in this game specifically. So Braden Smith is going to have to be the guy today. And I love the whole bounce back narrative, of course. And if Purdue's going to win or at least be competitive in this game, like it's not just going to have to be an 80 game. It's not going to work out that way. Because if that happens, I think if you're Dan Hurley, you got him exactly where you want to. And I think Purdue knows that too. So give me a Braden Smith bounce back game. If he sees the first one go in, I mean, floodgates are open.
I'm with you. I do like Braden Smith to go more than his points. All right, but I don't like him to go more than his rebounds or assists. Okay, so I'm taking his less than 11.5 rebounds and assists combo. And yes, that is the most popular square on the boards, and for good reason. This dude has had fucking magnets taped to his hands, grabbing rebounds left and right for this Purdue team. I mean, I was watching the game on Saturday, Javon. I feel like every crazy long bounce from a three from Purdue ended up, or even from the other squad as well, ended up in Braden Smith's hands, almost by the three-point arc. It was like the luckiest rebounding performance I've ever seen. We know Zach Edey, what happened with him in the rebounds in the second half. They all fucking went to Braden Smith. It was unbelievable. I've never seen something like it. Well, I'm willing to bet we see Braden Smith's rebounds average out a little bit in the championship tonight. I don't think he will be as effective in that sense. If he ends up getting lucky again and gets all these long rebounds away from the hoop, I'll charge it to the game. It is what it is. But Braden Smith, who you were talking about to have the most important, probably the best matchup scoring-wise in this contest. If he doesn't get going, they don't have a chance of winning this game. He's going to be much less a facilitator and much more of a scorer. If he's not, they don't have a living fucking chance to beat UConn tonight. Plain and simple. This looks like the freest square on the board if you take his more than, based on how he's done recently. It's the most popular square on Prize Picks. Braden Smith, like you said, Javon, going to be way too locked in on scoring buckets. Not as locked in on diamond, and not getting those lucky rebounds tonight.
And on that, and you know how I feel. I've been religiously fading, big-time rebounding guards against UConn because they're so good from their guard position at getting to the boards, and especially you're going to have to be today. So I was looking at that. Funny to see it, number one on the popular tab now. So I'm in. I'm in on that, and I'm probably going to fade Fletcher Lawyer for the same reason, too, on his RA.
Wow. Less than 10 points?
No, it was RA. 4.5. Super low. Super low. He's like I thought about doing it because I already faded Estrada in that Bama game. And then I sneakily did it, but I didn't post it with Rylan Griffin, too, who's like a spot-up shooter. So, he didn't sniff a single RA, and he's a little less involved in that than Fletcher Lawyer is. But serve the same role that they're going to have to be like the spot-up guy and guarding the spot-up guy. So, I don't think they're going to need to be anywhere near the rim. It's same kind of train of thought.
Okay. All right. And also, the guards they're going to have to be facing, these Purdue guards, they're going to be going up against much bigger guys from UConn, I feel like. They're not going to have the opportunities to be able to get to the rim and grab these rebounds with such ease like they were in the last round. They're going to have much bigger matchups against them on the other sides. I feel like they're not going to be as mobile in this contest. It will come down to the Purdue guards on the offensive side of the ball, but I'm talking on defense. Are they going to be able to even keep up with these UConn big-ass guards that found success? I know Tristan Newton hasn't been scoring, but assist-wise, he's been a machine. We've seen some of these other guards step up for UConn as well. Are you worried about the size of these Purdue guards, or do you think they're going to be able to hang around with UConn?
I think they can hang a little bit. Not too worried. Obviously, defensively, especially because you're probably, I would think you're going to see a good bit of Stephon Castle, at least at some point, on Braden Smith.
He hooped on Saturday, too. So
yeah, it's because they let him. Yeah, that's not going to happen again. Not him hooping, but Bama's whole game plan was just to let him shoot. So that worked for a while until they started tweaking it. They started putting him in ball screen and kind of worked after that. But yeah, that same little strategy is not going to happen again because they don't need to do it because they have Edey on the inside. But defensively, he's a dog anytime they're on the floor. So he's going to make life tough. And if they put Castle on him, I guess that evens out a couple of the other guards because there's a little less size on them when you're talking about Cam Spencer being on there. But instead of Castle on, Fletcher Lawyer, one of the shooters. So who knows? I'm not too overly concerned with them though.
All right. We got a sub ban coming in from Chigs 6'9". Let's fucking go, boys. Cardinals ML, by the way. Sure. Cardinals ML.
God. New Stephen A. Slip just dropped.
Ball. What just dropped?
I got you. I'm putting it in here. New Stephen A. Slip. He heard the people chirping that it wasn't a real entry that he could put out there. Still has Aaron Judge.
Let's try that again. Can we?
The slip kind of looks sharp. I'm not going to lie. If you take out the Judge home run and cover it, it's kind of a crab slip.
Take out the Judge home run and cover it. All right, here we go. It won't let me fucking zoom into this image either, so you guys got to get the magnifying glasses out. Aaron Judge, more than a nuke. Yeah, that should hit, sure. He's been great so far this season. Although he did hit a nuke, I believe, over the weekend again. Sure. Trevor Williams, more than 4 strikeouts. Looks like that got bumped up from 3.5. Whoa. Trevor Williams, legacy day today. I'm in. Sure. Blake Snell, less than 6 strikeouts. That's the sharp P of the D play all over my feed today. We'll see how that plays out, but I do like the reasoning, and it is an under, so I can back that, right? Why has there been so many? I guess because his pitch count is going to be
pitch
lower.
Count. Yeah, everybody thinks they're mega mind.
Okay, great. That should be good for my Nats. Awesome. Ronald Acuna, more than half a strikeout. Can always get behind that square. That square gets swept under the rug. That's actually printed for us at times last year.
Yeah.
Brett Beatty, more than half a total base. Sure, why not? That's a weird square. I'm in. Stephen A., you take out Aaron Judge, you're looking at a pretty solid 4-piece. All right, Stephen A., he heard the chirps. He got back to the drawing board. He made a play. Could be worse. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I've seen much worse.
Right? We'll see worse here in about an hour. All right, that 5-man could hit if Aaron Judge does something he hasn't done much this year. And that's hit nukes. We got Blaine Train TV resubbing as well for 2 months. Let's go, Blaine Train. Sure we can. Love that. Love it. All right. Javon, I think we have a couple more things to go over here. Luis Castillo, more than 1.5 walks. What do you like about Luis being a little bit wild today?
Yes, he's facing the Jays, which is generally this game screams to me the Jays are going to do what the Jays did, like against Framber. Different matchup, of course, but like I think they're going to get a bunch of base runners in this game and just not score. But the difference, because the Jays are a very patient team, but it's a lot more against righties than it is lefties, and I guess maybe that's like a organizational, like a objective, because they're a lineup that's very right-hand heavy, so like they should be good against lefties, and they kind of are, but they're super aggressive against lefties, which is why against Framber they got kind of taken to the woodshed because they're swinging at early pitches, pounding them in the ground, which is exactly what Framber wants you to do. But Castillo, on the other hand, is a righty, which they have been very patient against all season, which they're like middle of the pack, I think, against lefties, but they're top 5 against righties, I believe, and walk rate so far this season. So I think Castillo, even if he has a pretty good start, which I kind of think he does, I think it's going to come with a couple very early walks, and there's going to be traffic that he'll finagle his way out of because the Jays cannot figure out how to hit with runners in scoring position. But give me 2 walks.
Yeah, I didn't love seeing this square up there just because I do like Seattle today, and I kind of wanted to talk through this game and see if you liked him on the ML, but just because he walks 2 people doesn't mean he's giving up 10 runs.
No.
Right? He might give up an extra run, but that doesn't necessarily mean Seattle's caked in this game. How do you think Berrios pitches today?
I think he pitches all right. I don't like many runs in this game. I don't really know what the market's doing with Castillo so far, but I was maybe a little expected or a little surprised to see Berrios minus 120. And I don't know if you want to go back to the series prices, but I was a little surprised to see the Jays minus 135 in this one too. That was there was probably like 3 that really stood out to me and were kind of weird. Obviously, like Cardinals is tip top of the conversation, but Jays minus 135 is pretty interesting too. Because, they have Castillo going, or minus 130. They have Castillo going. Then you get Kirby Day. It's like they're going to be favored in these games. And I thought that was pretty weird with how moosh the Jays have been. Not to say the Mariners have been. Yeah. Mariners haven't been significantly better. Not saying that.
Right.
But the Jays are like the laughing stock of that division right now with how they're hitting the ball.
Weird. Some serious respect for Toronto here, maybe, huh?
Yeah, definitely is weird.
Okay. All right, maybe I'll stay off that game. We'll just ride Luis Castillo walks and go about our day. All right?
Yep.
Good.
While we're here,
we just went over. Oh, now wait a minute.
While we're here, though, I just want to mention the other one, so I'm not just fucking teasing the other one that I was looking at. I was looking at the Angels, surprisingly. I think that line is awfully short. I'm not going to lie. And you have the obvious, like, I guess if you want to actual reasoning outside of the line, like the Rays are coming out of cores. Not they hit particularly well when they're in it. They want games that they really shouldn't have. But like today, Eflin going up against Tyler Anderson. Tomorrow you got Savali, who's been fantastic against Pablo Sandoval or Patrick Sandoval. Then you have Zach Littell, who's been, I mean, by the numbers, the best of them all, and just had a legacy outing in Coors against Griffin Koenig, who absolutely tosses. So, I mean, the Rays, I feel like if they're going to win the series or dominate in the way that they should, probably would be a little juicier than minus 135. So somebody's probably getting blown up out of those pitchers who have all looked, for the most part, fantastic this season so far.
Maybe it'll be today.
Maybe it might be today.
Continues to struggle a little bit against
kind of worried about today.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind a little stab at the Angels plus Chick here. That total's at 8.5. I feel like if Eflin was going to pitch okay, total might be at 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm with you. There could be some trouble in the near future here for your Rays. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't like this
Anderson looked unhittable in that first start, too. We can't forget about it.
Yeah, I don't like this little West Coast road trip, which usually, I mean, the Rays suck in those anyway. But I don't know. The games in Anaheim are always weird. And it just feels like another one of those series in this one.
Maybe Trent gets his look back. They get a win against your Rays.
He might. He just might.
Yeah. All right. Interesting. Well, we got about 20 minutes still. Okay. Are there any other series prices you wanted to hit? Let the people know about that are weird before we move?
Nah, those were just the ones that on first glance stuck out a little bit.
Good. Chat, we do have the Sharp Report up here one last time. We'll give you guys a peep at it. All right, I am on Houston ML, the over in Arizona, Colorado. Nats first 5 plus a half. I like Nemo to score a run. I like Braden Smith to go less than his 11.5 rebounds and assists. Javon, what do you got today?
I got the Brewers fading the Reds. Would love for them to prove me wrong, but I'm going to pay a unit to have that or get that done. Gallon turkeys, hopefully. Boring championship game, a lot of defense. Braden Smith legacies, however, in that, and then Castillo. Throw me at some Turks outside of the strike zone this time instead of giving up nuke pieces.
Please. Okay. You want to go over the rest of these MLB games? Do you want to talk more about the Natty? What do you want to go over? Chats, what do you guys want to hear? Let me know.
Yeah, what do they want to hear? I feel like we have to have some comments about Calipari to Archie.
You know, it's hilarious to see all these Kentucky fans coming out celebrating like they just signed Calipari. It seems a little fake to me. It almost seems forced, right? I mean, obviously, Calipari, Kentucky hasn't really done shit in almost the last 10 years. Okay? Calipari is the first people are pointing fingers at because that's the guy who is getting all the credit when that team was so good about 10 years ago. Everyone acting like Kentucky's just going to get a better coach right off the rip and needs to relax a little bit. Caliparis don't grow on trees. And they're acting like they've already got a couple, in the waiting. I'm confused. The part of it that makes it the weirdest to me is that he's going right across the street to Arkansas, who's in the SEC as well. This one seems personal. Maybe there's been some beef going on between Calipari and Kentucky over the years that we don't know about behind the scenes. I don't know. I don't care. All I know is that Calipari is a much better coach than people are acting. And I think it's a little bit uncalled for. Sure, he hasn't won anything important in the last couple of years, but let's not forget what Calipari does best. And that's recruit. So if you're giving them that damn Tyson chicken money, or Purdue chicken money, I forget what fucking company it is, I don't care. If you're getting that money for these recruits, Javon, his job just got a whole lot easier. And I wouldn't be surprised if Arkansas ends up being, immediately, right off the rip, a top 10, top 15 team. We're already seeing some of these 5 stars either transfer or decommit from Kentucky as well. So it's already beginning. I just don't understand why they're acting like Calipari was rat meat. I would take him to be my head coach. I think he's better than most.
Yeah, 100%. It's weird because I get the whole it's been a long period of one and dones, which is his specialty recruiting wise. So that's why you get to the tournament every year and you're like, this Kentucky team's good, but they're too young to make a run. It's happened so many times, and that's why they get upset. But you got to get the guys there in the first place. So I feels a little probably underappreciated after what he's done for that program. So I'm not shocked that he's going somewhere in the SEC, and it's kind of fun. I can't wait till those matchups start to happen. But yeah, Arkansas is a program that is built to take a lot of those one and done. So I mean, he's going to have a fucking field day recruiting, and that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, we know Arkansas and Kentucky are going to play at least once this year, right? Maybe even twice.
Yeah,
I
probably,
forget
probably
if they play
twice.
twice. But either way, go ahead and circle those ones on your calendars because that gives me Ed Cooley, Providence, Georgetown vibes almost, right?
Ooh,
That's going to be must-see TV.
Yeah,
You kidding me?
that could be Chris Beard, Texas Tech.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Yeah.
crazy.
It's going to be all eyes on Arkansas, Kentucky. And you know what? That's probably what Calipari wants. Maybe Calipari's getting a little complacent. He's sitting back saying, I've been doing the same shit the last couple of years. Let's make a move. Let me go somewhere where they're telling me at least that I'm going to get more NIL. We'll see how it actually plays out. But from what I'm hearing, this guy who owns this goddamn chicken company is giving away like pretty much half his inheritance to get good players to go to Arkansas and be able to pay Calipari. So crazy shit. It seems like almost a parallel universe type. People on Twitter were like, it's a Curb Your Enthusiasm app. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? Calipari is going to Arkansas because of, Tyson Chicken Nuggets. Absurd. All right? But I'll be honest with you, man. I'm jealous. I think everybody, all these Kentucky fans are acting like they're better than most. You guys haven't won anything, and you just lost one of the greatest coaches of the last 2 decades, acting like it doesn't matter. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't. And I don't think Hurley's going from UConn either. I'm with you, Bob. Everyone's like, it's already done. Hurley's going to take his little pay bump here. Well, if they win a second natty, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Look at what he's built up. He likes.
I think if he was going to Kentucky, UConn would be out of the tournament by now. That's what I think.
Look at all these coaches who have made moves, and you've heard all through the season when they struggled that he was already checked out, looking at other schools. It's all come out true. All those teams have stunk it up because the players have given up because they look at their coach, their leader, who's already looking at other schools where he's about to go. How the fuck do you lock in? You don't. And that's why those teams always lose. I'm with you. W. Trent, yapping.
Poolside yappage.
Poolside yapping. Love that.
Hey,
Guys, go check out the morning yap sesh. I believe it's uploaded. I believe it's up there on the YouTubes. Go check that puppy out. I think Trent dropped his Natty Championship winner in that video. All right, looks like people have already watched. W's. Very curious to hear who Trent is on tonight. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Any other baseball? Or should we just hop right into the Natty and talk about that?
Yeah, we can see what else we got on the baseball slate. So I feel like we've already beat the Natty to a pulp pretty much. It's not like we have that much more to talk about.
Ochiote. Don't worry, he already went to Miami a day after he left Virginia Tech. Don't worry, he's going to our rival. Okay? I'm already fucked. Don't you worry, Chiote. The joke's already been made, but it's real life. And he's literally going to be on our rival playing him twice this year. Fuck. Anyways, let's go back to the MLB board. Can win. Guys, I'll be honest. If people were fans of the teams that I like, I think most people would give up. I think most people would give up on sports. 9 out of 10 if they had my fandom. All right? My teams fucking suck, man.
Yeah,
it's
smooth grass.
Anyways, Miami and the Yankees. I'd like to talk about this game, Javon.
Yeah, sure.
Luzardo, Nestor. Is Luzardo going to carry the momentum from yesterday and maybe get this Miami team a big win? Second one of the season? What are we thinking?
I don't know. It just kind of feels fake sharp to me. I'm not going to lie.
I don't know.
And I
sharp.
Can't stand Nestor. I mean, the price does seem a little low. The Yankees are only minus 150 on the Bronx, but I don't know. This is probably another one of those walk squares that I was kind of looking at because Luzardo is also up there. And talk about the top of that lineup. I mean, Soto, even though lefty, you can pencil him in for a 3-ball count right out of the gate. I know Luzardo does not want to pitch to Aaron Judge either. So the Yankees lineup has also been pretty patient. And if Luzardo gets into a little bit of trouble early, that's not good for him. So I don't know. It seems like a little short of a price, like I said, but I'm not touching the Marlins, especially after I got my lick on them yesterday, which was huge.
Chat saying Capitals ain't that bad, Krabs. Yeah, we were going to talk about the Capitals in the NHL playoffs, but I don't know if we have time today. Maybe we'll dive into that tomorrow after the Caps lose a couple more games. Would love to see them hang on. I know they're out of the playoffs right now, but Javon, pretty cool ending of the NHL season here as we get down the stretch where these teams have about 5 games left, only a couple spots left to sneak in.
Yeah, the race for the spawn down there with the glasses, man.
I mean, Trent, I'm happy you got this, man. I was a little bit worried about you.
Dude, it's already started.
Yeah?
Is it actually?
Oh, so you're getting outside today, and you're about to have this bitch on the background for Surge?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That might get weird.
Lord.
I don't know. I don't remember how it went back in 2018 when I was in school, but I remember it being kind of weird. Is he going to be
It's
pitch
already
black out
underway,
there?
bro.
Sure. It's already begun.
Yeah, it
We got
does
the
got
full.
weird.
Bruh.
It's got a fucking potato cam out there.
Unbelievable. Yeah, we might have to hardwire that cam here, Trent. Oh, there it is. There we go.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There
we're
we go.
good.
Sprig.
Good. Good. RIP, my sub just ended. Finessed. Drop a 5-piece, will ya? Why don't you hop in and resub? We got Focus 2K resubbing for 8 months. Love to see that. Okay. Please, Caps. Need Rangers versus Caps first round. All right, we're not doing hockey today. If you guys want hockey, you know where to go. Shelly, Fruity, they got plays. All right, only 2 games. Not worth it. We got a natty today. Trent, rumor has it you dropped your play on the app report this morning for the natty.
I did indeed.
Good. Jack, go check that puppy out on the YouTube. All right, you can always go back and rewatch. Okay. Little night sweats for the natty tonight?
I'm down. Are you down?
Yeah. I'm in there. We got the Nats game starting up too late night around that time, so seems
Yeah.
meant to
Oh
be.
yeah, big
Snell
day
your
for
debut.
Snell your debuts.
Yeah. I might have
That
to fade him.
shit's green as maw getting bumped down.
Oh, his strikeouts got bumped down, right?
Yeah, because he's on a pitch count.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You're
Yeah.
telling me the odds makers didn't fucking know he was on a pitch count right off the rip? Come on.
Yeah, they did, but people are
Come on.
sharps are
People
betting
are
that
betting the
under.
heck out of it because they're putting that together in the morning and now the line's moving.
Yeah, 70 pitches, Trent. 70 pitches.
70 fucking pitches.
And I'll tell you what, Trent. The Nats are like the least patient team ever, except
I know.
yesterday. Of course, as soon as I take the fucking first 5 under, they don't take the bat off their goddamn shoulder. The whole game.
Yeah.
The most
What do you
patient
think they're
team
going to
of all
do?
time.
What do you think they're going to do against Blake Snell when you got one of the worst bullpens in baseball to start the season sitting behind him? They might as well. They might take till 2 strikes for the entire first time through the order.
Well, the good thing
Yeah,
is
we're gonna.
that
He's gonna
What do you
spawn in 0-2 every fucking count.
yeah, I was going to say it might not matter because Darnell Coles is our hitting coach, and I'd be surprised if he does the right thing and tells them to be patient again today. Maybe he'll be okay. All right. Trent Poole is actually a koi pond, no swimming. No, he's in that puppy. He's in that puppy. Good views back there, though, and good vibes. Very
A lot of
curious
Blue
to see
Jays.
how
Lot of
fucking
Blue
dark
Jays.
it gets.
Vladdy in the backyard.
Yeah?
He's been flying around all morning.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Has he now? I'm definitely staying off of Seattle now. I'm good on that. All right, guys. Move on to the games. Let's talk about some games. All right. Potential fake sharp here with Miami. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to play the Yanks, but
Yeah.
I would
I've
really
learned my
don't
lesson
want to play the
fading this
Marlins.
guy. Just don't do it. Just don't fade him.
Yeah,
He
especially
takes
after
the
we've
points.
been dog meat.
Any Reese Olson, Mitch Keller angles here?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Twitter is going to be in shambles if this game doesn't go under, but I don't know. Kind of lean there with them. I'm not going to take anything in this game either. Offenses have been moose to start the year. Pirates have definitely had some a lot tougher matchups than the Tigers. Tigers are just dormant right now, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, I definitely am not sniffing the over here, but
Okay. You hinted at it. Actually, you had it on your sharp report. The Brewers on the ML. You're liking them against your Reds.
yeah, I need to find a Brewers square too, which I guess the very obvious one, even though he did hit, I think, 2 tanks yesterday. Graham Ashcraft is owned by one man in that lineup, and it's William Contreras. And with the good hitting conditions in Great American Ballpark, I don't know if I'm going to shy away from that, but I do think that they're going to score some runs today. The Brewers are.
Okay. Sure. Runs. All right, from the Brewer crew. Talked about Seattle. Are you with me on the over / maybe even some Mets life in this Braves game here?
Yeah, kind of in on
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Probably more over.
Might just be a lean for me as well. TBD on that. Okay. Dodgers and James Paxton -135. Always got to take notice when they're barely a favorites against Bailey O'Bear, though, who's solid. And the Twins. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it makes a little bit of sense to me. They just dropped the series in Chicago. They also had the, I don't know, sizable rain delay yesterday, so they're kind of up and at them all day, late travel, getting to Minnesota. So it's kind of a tough spot for them. Like, I'm not going to go anywhere near backing them, but the short line isn't nearly as weird as it appears. I guess for this game, can the Twins figure out how to hit lefties for the first time in years against Paxton, which total of 8.5 is probably a little surprising to me too. And
Yep.
I think if we were going to see a Twins, just mediocre to below that offensive performance against the lefties, we'd probably be seeing an 8. So the 8.5 could be pretty telling.
And that over's catching some juice as well. Okay.
Just a little bit.
Interesting. Were you with me on the Astros against Heaney today?
Yeah, kind of with you on the Astros. Not going to play it, but feels like they even up the series in this little weird Monday game.
We like the over in Arizona, Colorado. Looks like it's about to get up to 11. Great. The Rays are in trouble this series, guys. Maybe stay away from Tampa. Sit back and see what the hell they're doing. They don't really play well on the West Coast trips, and they're not playing well right now. Cubs and Padres talk. I think this is the one game we didn't touch on today.
Yeah, I think I'm so good on that game. Can't stand Javier Assad. That guy is dog meat, but he has like one of those starts every now and again, and Padres are so inconsistent offensively that like I wouldn't be shocked if it's now, but I have zero interest. It's also like a weird spot for the Cubs too, for the same reason, because they just had an electric series win against the Dodgers. Long day, long game yesterday with the delay. Now you're going to San Diego real quick. I don't know. It's weird.
All right. Yeah, keep me as far away from that game as possible. I want no Yu Darvish action, preferably the most of the season. To be honest with you, I want nothing to do with him. So inconsistent. So inconsistent. All right, guys. Yeah. It's about that time. We don't want to run over here today, and we want to spend plenty of time on the squad rides. We have to get the week off to the right foot. We don't have a fucking choice. All right, Javon. We're going to start up a new poll here. BTL squad rides. Javon. Let's switch it up today. I've been pivoting to you for the first couple options. We're going to work in reverse today.
Go with you.
I'm going to get a couple that I like, and we're going to go from there. Okay? Let me see. Where do we want to start? I mean, I like that over in the Rockies and D-backs game. Is it too easy? Chat's been calling it all fucking show. I still think we put it in there. Arizona, Colorado over 10.5. I don't think we have a choice.
Yeah, it's going in.
Arizona, Colorado over 10.5. Do you like that Nats angle enough to put it in here? Or are they not worthy of a squad ride vote?
I don't know if I like it enough for a squad ride.
What about the under in the Purdue and UConn game tonight in the Natty?
I'm down for that.
Okay. Can I get a number check on that thing? Has it moved? Purdue, UConn under 144.5.
Yeah, 144.5 we're seeing.
Keeps on moving and grooving, chats. What else do we like today? Cardinals? I don't know, man. Just popped in. Javon, you think the Rays total at 9 is kind of telling?
I don't really know. I feel like they've seen a lot of higher totals because they're also like an overwagon to start the year prior to the Coors series. So I'm not really sure what they think of them. Plus the Angels pitching staff is garbage. Maybe it's a little respect for that.
You know who I'd be down to take is the Brew Crew. I liked him before we got on. I like him even more now after you pitched it. You want to put Milwaukee in?
Yeah, unfortunately. Awesome. Fading the Reds. Shout out Ellie. He had 2 stolen bases yesterday. He's up to 5.
Wow, there we go. Who's going to get more steals this year, chats? Ellie or CJ Abrams? I guess it helps if you play. Probably helps a lot.
Yeah.
Do we want to involve the Cardinals in this at all?
I don't know if we want to involve the Cardinals.
I don't know if we do either. I think I'd rather take the Nats angle than the Cardinals, which is crazy to say out loud.
Yeah, I wouldn't say all that, but...
Okay, all right, fine. Pushing the boundaries here, guys. Got to see how much I can get. All right. What about Houston against the Rangers to even up that series?
I mean, yeah, I have no problem with that.
You like Houston with Framber on the bump against Heaney after his legacy start?
Yeah, it's definitely my least favorite of the bunch. So, I mean, take note, chat. Don't just pick it because Juicy's one in there. But I still like to play.
Is there a fifth play you had in mind?
What are we having there right now?
Right now, we've got Arizona, Colorado over 10.5. We've got Purdue, UConn under 144.5. Milwaukee ML, Houston ML. Is there a hockey play you like? Do you want to go to the over in Atlanta in the Mets?
I don't have a problem with putting that Mets over in there.
I kind of like that Mets over, and the splits look okay. I'm starting to like that more and more.
Yeah.
I might get up to 10.5 too. Jesus. Let's put that in. Let the people decide. All right. Mets, Atlanta. What do we got here? What the hell is happening? We got Stephen A's entry back up. Riddle me that. Good. ATO over 10. Sure. Chats. 3 minutes for this poll. Okay. I'm going to screen share this puppy as well. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Get your votes in, chat. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Get your votes in. Go, go, go.
Free coin, you know what my thoughts are with the Pens, brother. Right there with you. Shout out the Pens, though.
Easy.
Ish. Can tell you he's betting on the Leafs today.
What was that?
I actually have a PID in that game, and it's not the Leafs.
Oh, it's the over. Sure.
It's probably the over, yeah. That's all it takes. It's either the favorite or the over. It's one of the two. It's never anything else.
Chad, I want you guys to spam your favorite play if you've already voted in the squad ride poll. And by the way, I think you have another couple seconds here. So hurry the heck up. All right, you got about another minute left, chat. Lock the fuck in. What is the squad ride winner for today? All right, we've got a freaking eclipse coming out here soon. You're going to see it on the Surge stream. Trent is outside, boots on ground. All right, he's got the fucking pool in the background, the sky in the background. Let's see how fucking weird this thing gets. I'm very curious. All right, this is like a fucking Discovery Channel goddamn partnership we've got going on with the Surge stream today. Let's see that damn eclipse. All right, so stick around. Don't go anywhere. We've got the Surge stream. If you want to pitch Trent a play, you can. He will drop the link. Literal boots on ground down there. Well, yeah, you live there. Good. Although I think it is more powerful down in Texas, so maybe he'll get to see different shit.
Boots on ground on Earth to watch this
Boots on
solar
ground
eclipse.
on Earth, you will see the sky, just like everyone else. Good. Okay. Jazz Chisholm, first pitch, see ya. I bet. 24-hour stream this weekend. Yes, 24-hour stream this weekend. Stay posted for deets. It's happening this weekend. All right. W's. What's up, Mike? Luis Castillo Day. We were talking about him. All right, maybe he walks some people, but I don't hate it. I liked it earlier. I don't like it as much anymore after we talked through the game a little bit, but just because of some weird series price shit. But Luis Castillo, I do like Seattle in that contest, but probably going to stay off. All right. Mike's holding down the YouTube chat. Take notes.
W Mike.
Take notes.
Yeah, he's been
all right
bathing in there for a couple days now.
Sure. He's
Good
holding it down.
Good for Mike.
He's holding it down. What was the over in Colorado? It's Arizona, Colorado, over 10.5. That's in second place. Looks like the under in Purdue and UConn is going to win unless there's any crazy changes coming up. You've got 5 seconds. Hurry up. Get your votes in. Go, 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 go. What is the squad ride going to be? Probably the under in Purdue and UConn. And I got no problems with it. I got none. Zip. Zilch. All right? Chat, we'll meet you guys at the counter. Stick around. We got the Surge stream. Feel free to pitch Trent to play today. Prize picks, book, whatever the hell it is. He's ready for some winners. All right, so stick around. We got Mikey holding down the YouTube, as he should be. Let's fucking go, Mike. Dubs. All right, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Stick around for the Surge. We will be seeing. Peace, guys.
W's.
Peace.